Saturday, I think it's November 5th. Anyway, it's a week after that storm in October that hit us, October 29th to 30th. And snow's all melted now, but I wanted to capture some of the damage. Most of it's actually been cleaned up. It had to be, because the road was impassable going up this way. But you can see tree limbs that have been broken. And, well, there they are down there. That's some of them. That's one of my trees. You can't see the tree across the road anymore. This one here, you can see all the limbs down. The plow just plowed through limbs that were down over here. And my neighbor lost a good portion of the small decorative tree they had out front. There's some more limbs down. There's just small limbs from some very old maples that I have here. Now these guys pretty much survived because they had no leaves on them. They did get some breakage. Here's a broken limb down. It cracked right up there. And this poor maple I'm coming up upon, this was one of the most beautiful trees I had in my yard. It was such a full, gorgeous, gorgeous maple tree. But all of its leaves were green when we had the snowfall. And now, I think you can see pretty well that a good portion of its limbs have been broken. And it's also, I don't think I can get a shot of it. I might be able to. Probably in the center of the screen you can see the main trunk has splits off of it. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to save this one. We'll cut what's broken and we'll see what happens. Here's a limb down right here. I'm not even sure where the heck this came from. I think it came off the maple I was just showing you. That's kind of a heavier one, so we're just leaving it outside of the driveway. Now I was going to show you my drive. It was not very big to begin with. And it doesn't look all that bad in the daytime. Well, I guess it's all relative. But when you pull in my driveway at night, in the dark, you're surrounded by all these down limbs, and it's like, man, can I make it through? Well, yeah, obviously it can. There's plenty of room here, but you see my old barn's still standing. That didn't fall down. That's a good thing. But there's some more close-ups of just the weight of the snow. These branches were stuck in the snow at the bottom as we were trying to clear a path to get out of our driveway. I mean, literally, we used clippers, but then to get the branches out, the leaves were literally, buried in snow between the snow that was on them and the snow that fell. It was pretty bad. You can hear my neighbor with his chainsaw out there right now. At least you're not hearing generators anymore. If you look up in the trees, you can see some of the brakes up towards the top. My little birch fared well, only because my son came out and saved it. It was bent over. This is a big old maple also. That's got a couple broken branches that are up too high for us to do anything about, that didn't fall. It lost a couple limbs. Nothing big though. But again, this one didn't have any leaves on it. There's one of our piles of branches that we picked up. This is the other pile of branches, all off that poor maple out front, or on the side of the house. This branch, I think, fell off the big giant maple that's behind me at the moment. Yeah, little branches came off the giant maple. There's another little one over there, and one in the kennel. And I don't know what else might fall, because this is an old tree. It's a very old tree. What else was I going to show you? Oh yeah, these were my three sisters. I believe they were beech or birch, I'm not sure. And they snapped halfway, 2/3 of the way up. One of them looks like it'll survive, one out of the three, but we're going to have to cut down the 2 that are broken because they're gone. I managed to save my curly willow only because I came out that night that it was snowing and saw all its branches down and pulled the branches out of the snow, so it survived, which is a good thing. It's got 1 broken branch, I think, but other than that, not too bad. Back here I have a fire pit. I mean, you can't even tell because it's covered with broken limbs. We'll go around here. It's really hard to tell what kind of happened back here because I have a stone wall and stones, and you can see some breakage. We still haven't quite figured out what broke because we haven't climbed up there, but these limbs weren't down here on my fire pit. At least they weren't before the storm. So you can also see from here some of the breakage up on the trees there. And we go further back in my yard. Now I'm surrounded by, there goes an eagle. I'm surrounded by trees. Here you can see a break in the tree and the branches hanging down, and a couple of them, more than 1. And if you look in the backwoods there, you can see several spots of what I would call fresh breakage. And on the ground, obviously, we've got a lot more broken limbs that came down. Luckily, there's nothing to damage back here. This is an area of my property that hasn't finished being cleaned up. The house was built 130 years ago, and back then they didn't have the trash facilities. This doesn't look like it's going to come out on the video, but there's a large branch down on my outbuilding. Actually, I almost just walked over this. This is a big one that's down. There's my shadow. A big limb that came down off of one of the oak trees. And the only reason I know it just came down is there's a fresh cut on it. I don't know if I can get over here. I guess I can. So I've got a limb down on my back workshop. And came off of, it came off up there. Yeah. Well, that's a big section of that tree. And that's pretty much what's in my yard. And that's nothing compared to if I drive up and down the streets of my town. So it's a sad thing, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. This is the aftermath of the October 2011 storm, freak storm that we had that canceled Halloween. Today's Saturday, I think November 5th. Sorry if that's not right. I'm in a little bit of a daze. I just got power back today after 7 days, and I'm reacclimating to having technology. So take care.